Have you ever had a dream that kept you up at night? I did, so I decided to make it happen. It took 10 straight months. That's 1,200 hours of blood, sweat, and a few extra hands along the way. If you followed my build series, you saw the grind, but now that it's done, I have to ask myself a hard question. Did I make a huge mistake? Should I have just bought a finished plane? Here's the truth. I'm Jeremy Drolbeck, a mortgage master and airplane builder, but this is what I love. Let's get you home. This airplane you're looking at behind me, I built with my own two hands. And today I'm gonna reflect on, should I have built an airplane or would it have been better off buying one? Was it really worth it? Was it worth all the time? Like, how do you value it? You know, when I look back on the build, from a cost standpoint, did I save some money? Yes, if I'm just calculating dollars. If I factor in my time, and you can do this math yourself, right? If you make, 20 bucks an hour and you spent 1,200 hours on the build, 20 bucks an hour times 1,200 hours tells you how much your time's worth. If you make 50 bucks an hour, 50 bucks times 1,200 hours tells you how much your time's worth. So everybody's time's worth something different. I lost a ton of money if I factor in my time. So there's no secret, like I don't want to sugarcoat it. I didn't save $1, but it wasn't necessarily about that either. Like, I like building stuff. I like doing stuff. Like, that's the hobby side of it. And your hobbies always cost you money. You don't make money on your hobbies, right? The cost to build this plane, if you want detail on it, check out my cost video. I have a video called The Cost of Freedom. Check that out, and it goes in depth on what I spent on the plane. If you compare that to a brand new, high wing tailwheel aircraft, like I definitely saved some money. If you factor in my time, I probably didn't save some money. So where's the balance, At the same time, I can roll into a fly-in with this thing and I built it, there's something to be said for that. And there's something to be said for, soaring up there 3,000 feet above the ground, looking down, knowing that you built the thing that took you up that high, and that you can't put a dollar value on. So when you're looking at, should I build or should I buy? Like, if it's just purely for the money, don't do it. If you love building stuff, build. If you hate building stuff, don't build. Buy something used. Save a few bucks that way. It isn't a money-saving thing. You got to be doing it because you like building stuff. You wanna have that accomplishment in your logbook. Now, something else to factor in with all that is maintenance. So because I'm the manufacturer of this airplane, I get to wrench on it. The FAA's issued me a repairman's certificate to work on my plane. So from an annual maintenance perspective, I can do whatever needs to be done on this. I don't have to pay an A&P to do it. Now, there's some things I'm probably not gonna wanna do, right? And maybe I need to fly down to take Lockwood's Rotex class to learn more about servicing the engine and things like that. So, there could be some additional costs that come with wrenching on the plane yourself too. And there's just, do you have the knowledge to be safe doing it factor? But overall, like, if you want to be able to change and adapt and modify things, having built the plane yourself, you got free reins to do whatever you want to it. The other big benefit, I think, when you're buying a lot of these new, like, certified airplanes, you're bound by very specific rules and regulations on what can be changed on that plane. And the beauty of experimental aircraft is you don't have those same restrictions. So if I want to put skis on the plane, I can just throw some skis on. I can throw whatever skis I deem safe on the plane. If I want to change the oil or change my spark plugs or swap out the engine, I can do all of that stuff myself. If I want to add a big old light right here or something like that, I can modify that. So there's a lot of benefit in the experimental world, and having built it myself as the manufacturer gives me even more freedom with it. there's all these other benefits, but if you are purely looking at cost, just go buy some used plane that's 5, 10, 15, 20 years old and maybe upgrade some of the avionics in it or whatever. But if you're looking to save money, that is the route I would go and not build a plane. If you're doing it because you love it, then do it. And I can't stress this enough. If you decide to build your own plane, you are making a massive commitment to do that. My best advice is put your head down and get after it, and don't stop, don't lose steam. Like, it's so easy to get pulled away from the build project, and you gotta work on it every single day. You gotta step out into the garage, spend a couple hours on it, spend all day Saturday, all day Sunday working on it. That's what I did. That's how I got it done in 10 months and got it flying so quickly.
So yeah, I pulled the Wright brothers. But was it worth it? Was it worth all that effort? All the time missed with my family? All the hours spent in the garage? All the blood and the sweat? Was it really worth it? Would I do it again? The answer is simple. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Tune into my other videos and subscribe to my channel to see more of the build project. I have a 12-episode series out there. And remember, I am a mortgage master. I am not an airplane builder. So take this advice for what it's worth, free.